Today we're going to do a short, quick, simple breath routine that can really help you feel good going into, say, a long weekend or after a long week, or anytime that feels good and needed. Okay, all you need today is I have a pillow, but you can use like a rolled up towel, a yoga mat, a pillow, anything of the sort. Okay, a yoga block, and then something to hold on to that can hold your body weight. Excuse me. So we're going to start with child's pose breathing. You are going to take your pillow, your towel, whatever it might be. I'm going to fold my pillow in half, but if you have your towel roll or yoga mat, you're going to place whatever you're using right at the base of your rib cage. So mine is kind of sitting between my belly button and my rib cage. And then we're just going to fold in half, palms facing up, arms are parallel, so don't clasp your hands. And you're just going to kind of sit back into your heels as much as you can, relaxing here. And then you're going to breathe, taking a nice big inhale, exhale, relaxing into it. Now, the key here is that the reason we have the pillow at our stomach and at the base of our rib cage is we're trying to push the air into our sides and our back and down into the pelvic floor more. Okay, so you don't want to lift up from your inhale. If you're doing this, okay, you're actually filling your belly and that air is pushing you up and down off the pillow. Instead, we want to keep our belly connected to our thighs and get that expansion by filling our back and down into the pelvis. Making sure that exhale is nice and audible, relaxing each time. So essentially, the pillow is trying to prevent you from doing belly breathing, prevent you from filling too much of your air into your stomach and the front of your rib cage, and instead creating good 360 expansion everywhere else. If you are experiencing any kind of tightness with your inhales, think about directing the breath there and trying to release some of that tightness and get it to let go a little bit. Now we're going to switch to our yoga block. We're going to come into a hands and knees position. I'm going to put my right knee on the yoga block. I'm going to come into a position here where my left knee is off the ground, making sure my weight is evenly distributed in both hands and my right knee. And then I'm going to let my left knee come towards the ground. Okay, I'm not falling towards my left knee. I'm lowering it down, shifting at the hips. And then I'm going to lower down onto my forearms, making sure my weight stays the same. And then I still have this hip shift here. Okay, you might feel a stretch in that right hip, right lower back. You can push back just slightly, get more of a stretch going there as well. And then you're just going to breathe here as well. Big full inhale. Using that newfound expansion from your child's pose breathing to think about breathing down into that tightness, any stretching. You may not feel a big stretch, and that's okay as well. Just kind of breathing into that pelvic floor, letting the back of the hips open up, letting them move independently, freeing that tailbone. Again, nice audible exhale like you're breathing out of a straw. Okay. And then you're going to switch sides. So if I put that yoga block on my left leg now, right knee is floating, weight is evenly distributed. Again, I'm going to drop that knee. I'm not falling to my right. I'm just letting that right knee come straight towards the floor, dropping to my forearms without losing that hip shift. Again, you might just feel the stretch here or push back slightly. We're aiming for about 5 or 6 breaths per exercise per side. Making sure that when you go to take your inhale, you're not rushing. So is not the next inhale, okay? You want to make sure that you take that nice and slow, control the exhale out, and then control the following inhale back in. Okay, you can even play with the position of your feet, see if you feel more or less of a stretch. Again, just going for about 5 or 6 breaths with each exercise. Okay, now our third and final breath here is going to need something that can support your body weight that you can hold on to. You can also go arms overhead. So sometimes holding onto the counter at a sink can be really helpful. A bed frame, a couch if it's heavy enough, a table if it's heavy enough. And you can play with how low or how high your hands are and see what feels good. But knees are together. Hands are on either side of my knees. So I'm not inside my knees. I'm hugging my knees. So just like we did with the child's pose, and we had that pillow blocking the front of our rib cage, we're using our thighs to do the same thing here and really keep that air from going too much into our belly in the front of our rib cage. And then I'm just going to hang on my hands. They are doing all the work. My lower body is nice and relaxed. I don't feel any pressure in the front of my ankles, and I'm just hanging on those hands, breathing here. Again, nice audible exhale. Feet are relaxed, jaw relaxed. Thinking about breathing down into the pelvic floor, into your back, your armpits, anything that feels super tight. Head is relaxed. Okay, now be careful with this one. If you do feel some pressure down into that pelvic floor, you may just need to work on the other two for a few days, a few weeks first, and get a little bit more expansion so you don't have as much pressure down. But these are 3 really great breathing exercises to do in a circuit like this after a long week, but going into the weekend, or split them up, do one at a time here and there as needed, whichever feels best for you. One might have felt a lot better than the other. So just give it a shot, see what you think, and hopefully this helps you relax for the weekend.